Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Dinesh bin Ahmad Fuad. My metric number is 2020 89 23 56, and today I'll be presenting about three contents, which is fun mingling, social accountability and emphasis, and also falsification. Moving on. So we will begin with fun mingling. So for fun mingling can be described as combining cash from one party with funds from another. It's most commonly used to describe a fiduciary improper mixing of personal and client money. The issue arises when combining funds with several parties. They might be assets gained through haram activities. Funneling can be seen as, for an example, is bonds, stocks, and also a fusion between both of them. One of the disadvantages of fund mingling is that it is difficult to be traced, as it is unsupervised, unlike mutual funds that are monitored by the Securities and Commission (SEC) and has to be observed by Investment Company Act of 1940. The commingled funds have drawback of not having ticker symbols, not being publicly traded. Outside investors might find it difficult to track the fund's capital gains, dividends, and interest income due to the lack of public information. The mixing of monies may be prohibited in several instances. The next point, falsification. Critics claim that banks adhere to Sharia norms is frequently nothing more than taking the bank's or borrower's word for it that they have followed the standards. Sharia authorities demonstrate positive evaluation in their own subject matters when something comes to interacting with parties in the industry. Furthermore, many of these auditors commonly complain about the amount of infraction that they witness and cannot mention. The biggest likelihood of arbitral award fabrication can be predicted in circumstances when the stated proceedings were arbitration, which makes determining the validity of the present deed most difficult. They usually refers to a circumstance in which the individual who supposed use the arbitral ruling as a solitary arbitrator has no ties to the state in which the counterfeit is presented. In such circumstance, determining or not the person accepted the position of arbitrator is issued, and the appropriate arbitral award will be challenging. So for our last topic is social accountability and emphasis. The Sharia faith's scriptural foundation is the source of Islamic commercial precepts. Their goals are to promote welfare and prevent harm, especially in the areas of religion, life, intelligence, property, and prosperity preservation. In business and finance, Islamic principle has been construed to necessitate risk sharing rather than risk shifting. And my last point is, in business and finance, Islamic principle has been construed to necessitate risk sharing and then risk shifting. The avoidance of riba, loosely translated as interest, which prevents debt transactions and toxic assets, widely thought to have contributed to the recent global crisis, is perhaps their most notable concept, which is shared by other faiths. It is something translated as interest or usury in English, but it has a far larger meaning in the Sharia. That's all from me. Thank you for watching my video.